Did you know that there are secrets to finding a bank and keeping a bank in the ATM business? Hi, I'm Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, and in today's video, we'll be talking about the top 5 ways to find a bank and to keep a bank. Hi, I help hundreds of aspiring ATM business owners go from 0 ATMs to Business Pro in as little as 30 days. So if you're thinking about starting a profitable ATM business but don't know how, stay to the end of the video and I can share with you how to start the right way, even if you have 0 ideas about the business. Alright, so we're going to jump right into it, and the top 5 ways to find a business bank account and to keep it. Point number 1, you're going to be looking for a bank, or when you have your conversation with the bank president or the customer service rep or the banking manager, what you're going to do is you're going to say to them, hey, I'm in the ATM business. A lot of people talk about hiding this. It's better to be forthright and forthcoming, because if you don't, then you're going to open a bank account and they're going to shut you down right away. So I always say, look, I'm in the ATM business. We're going to get thousands of dollars out of your financial institution every week. So this is the conversation that you need to have with them when you're talking to the bank. Otherwise, you're going to open up an account, and as soon as you have it, within a couple months, they're going to shut you down. Point number 2, I'm also looking for, if they say, yep, we can entertain doing business with you, I know you're in ATM business, what you also want to do is you want to make sure, see what other areas they specialize in. Are they specializing in car loans? Do they specialize in home loans? Do they specialize in private loans? And the reason you want to do this is anytime that you have the opportunity, you want to commingle this with the bank. So you're going to build a relationship with a branch manager or a general manager or a loan officer or somebody in the bank. And what you're going to do is when you go to buy a vehicle or a house, now you're going to bring that business to them. Now, keep in mind, it might not be the most competitive interest rate. So when you're looking for a new bank or a bank for your ATM business, make sure that they're kind of in the realm of possibilities. Let's say prime interest rate right now is 3.25%, and you're looking to buy a house. What can they do? Is it going to be close to 3%, 4%, 5%? What is it going to be close to? So if you decide, hey, I'm going to buy a house in another couple of years, you can say, you know what, I'm going to buy a house. I want you guys to be the financial institution that finances my house. This way, they'll be really reluctant to kick you out of the bank when you start making a lot of money and you're taking more money out of their bank, because you got your house loan with them, you got your car loan with them. But some financial institutions, that's not really what they specialize in. They just want the checking accounts and that's it. And you become a big draw on them later when you're taking more money out of the bank. It's going to lead to a road that, you know what, sooner or later they're going to kick you out. So we want to avoid that way in the beginning by finding a bank that maybe they specialize in car loans or used car loans. Every time you buy a car, you bring the business to them. Maybe they specialize in house loans and you're looking to buy a house. But you got to make sure that they do something else besides checking and savings accounts. Point number 3, now you're in the bank. You want to find out how much money that they return to the Fed. A lot of banks, they keep a certain threshold, and then once a week they dump their money back to the Fed. That costs them money because now the armored car has to come. They charge them for the money they bring in, they charge them for the money that they return. And you're doing them a service by not making them have that money back to the Fed. So you want to figure out when you can't ask this question in the beginning, but when you're building that relationship and now you're in the bank, you're going to ask them, hey, how much do you guys return? Because you can minimize that money that they're going to have to return and save them some costs. Number 4, now that you got the relationship in the bank, what you want to do is you want to build that relationship. So once a quarter or twice a year, I highly recommend you go out with the branch manager, or you go out with the vice president, or you go out with the president and say, look, I'm in the ATM business. I just want to come. I wanted to talk about other opportunities that I'm going to have in the business, as far as maybe you're going to buy a house or get a car, something like that. And you're going to figure out what direction the bank is going to go to. How are they going to move their needle? And you want to be part of that. And then you're building that relationship. It might just be a lunch, maybe it's just coffee, something like that. It's outside the bank that you can sit down and say, this is where we're thinking about our business, and how do I help where you're thinking about your business, and we can grow our business together. But basically, at the end of the day, all you're doing is building that relationship, again, because this is one of the key parts of your business, is that banking relationship. You want to make sure that thing is solid as cement. So one of the ways to do that is always build the relationship. And point number 5, and this is a big one, if the bank gets sold, and there's a lot of mergers, a lot of acquisition, if the bank gets sold, make sure that, you know what, you got a backup. As soon as you get wind, the bank's being sold, get a backup, because a lot of times what they start doing is they start looking, not the first year, but year 2, year 3, that bank's looking, okay, we have investors that we bought all these assets, we got this, we got to start looking at ways to increase our profitability in this bank. They want a return on their investment. So your account could be one of those accounts that, you know what, if there's a lot of labor in there, we're giving this guy thousands of dollars every month or every week, and you know what, there's a lot here. What else is this guy profitable? But if we go back to one of the previous points, all of a sudden, then we're like, well, we got a loan with a house, we got a car loan, we have these extra things, so you know what, it is profitable for the bank. But keep in mind, if you don't have any of those, and the bank sells, now you could have a problem, because it's only a matter of time. They might not kick you out of the bank, but they're going to ask you to financially leave. How do they ask you to financially leave? Very simple. They say, well, now we're going to start charging you X amount of dollars a month to have this cash account. This is labor intensive, so we're going to charge you $100, $200, $300, $400 a month. This negates all that good work and all the goodwill that you did with the previous owners of the bank. So what we want to do is we want to get ahead of the curve, realize that that could happen. When that happens, try to get in there anytime you can to force a loan and borrow money from them, but also have a backup plan. What other banks in the area? Now that we have some numbers, we know what we're doing. What other banks in the areas could we go in court? And again, what are we looking for? We're looking for a bank that we can get cash out. A lot of credit unions only let you take out $3,000 a day, and you guys have outgrown that, some of you guys. So you know what? You got to look for something a little bit bigger. Do they lend money? What kind of loans did they do? Because again, those are what we just mentioned in the beginning of the video. That's what you want to do when you're courting another bank, so you don't have to go through the pains and sufferings that you could be going through right now if they sell. So suppose you're interested in setting up your own ATM business, so I want to invite you to my free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist. The top things you need to start a profitable ATM business, where I'll share with you 5 things you need to start a profitable ATM business so you can earn passive income, make more money, and spend more time with your family. So you'll have a clear roadmap to ATM business success that you can earn $250 to $1,500 of passive income on a monthly basis. Click down the link below to start your journey today. And always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind Group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Thank you guys very much.